What's up, everybody? Welcome to the inaugural Shuddup U Podcast. This is unfiltered sports and primarily Yankee talk and whatever else you'd like to go over. 55 years old, I've been a lifelong Yankee fan. I'm the one that's going to tell you how it is, as opposed to the BS you'll hear on other podcasts and with some actual legitimate media members. Adrian?
So, for our first topic today, Michael, what are your thoughts on the Yankees sweeping the Red Sox recently?
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. Only thing better than that would be an actual World Series win, but it always puts a smile on my face. Nothing personal. It's just sports hatred. I do actually have friends in Boston from when we lived up there. So I don't hate all Red Sox fans.
What is your opinion on the way that they played this series with Judge and some of the new players that have come into the mix over the years?
You mean as far as this year?
Yes.
Well, Judge is going to be judged, no matter how you slice it. Ahmed Rosario's been a find and a half. Well, they got him at the trade deadline last year. I mean, I always knew he was pretty good, but he's really tearing it up now. They pitched their rear ends off. Although the Red Sox have a very anemic lineup, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that they were basically shut down. They scored 3 runs in 3 games, the Red Sox. So
yeah.
Not to throw cold water on us winning but I actually like it when the Red Sox are good, though.
Yeah.
Because it makes beating them that much more fun.
Right. Do you think that this is going to be, obviously we'll revisit this series later in the year, but do you think that this is going to be a series that could come along playoff time? Because it does seem like the Red Sox are not as strong as they typically are.
No, they're not, and that's because their front office and their upper management screwed up royally. They traded Rafael Devers. I mean, even though that was a case where I think they were both kind of wrong. Where they didn't, neither one of them handled that perfectly. And then they screwed up the Alex Bregman negotiations in the offseason. Supposedly he went to Chicago because they wouldn't give him a no trade,
right?
Which is what he wanted. And then he said, "Okay, you're not giving me no trade. Fine, I'm done." Now Roman Anthony, who I think can be a very good player, and they're making him out to be the second coming of Ted Williams. He's basically on an island by himself there, pretty much, and the kid has absolutely no protection in the lineup. And he's not gonna, that's not good for a player that young. You have to ease them in right away. You have to have veterans around them that could deflect and take pressure off them.
Right.
He does not have that up there right now.
Yeah.
It's still early in the season. I mean, who knows what the trade deadline will bring, but when it does come, but that's not till like mid to late August, I think.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, beating them always puts a smile on my face, but the ultimate goal is to bring home the trophy.
So what do you think is the path for the Yankees to be able to get there? Like, playing the same way they are, do you think they need to change something up? Or do you think come playoff time, like, they have a pretty easy time to get to the playoffs in their conference?
Well, first of all, the playoffs are never easy. I don't care what anybody tells you. First and foremost, they have to stay healthy the rest of this damn year. Injury, you never know when an injury can pop up. Stanton's all fine now, but I also saw him pull his hamstring when he was scoring a run when we went to a game a few years ago, and you could tell by the way he was moving. We're like, damn, look. Just make consistency, pitch, play good defense. Limit the losing streaks because they're not going to go undefeated the rest of the way.
Right.
Just be as consistent as possible. Execute. Now, if there's one major concern I have about them, even though it's been a little better lately, I don't trust their bullpen too much. I think they need a little more. They need a few more specifically right-handed throwers out there.
What's the biggest team you're worried about when it comes to the playoffs?
You mean in the American League?
Yeah.
I mean now it's kind of hard, but let me see. Well, if Toronto gets their head screwed on right.
Yeah, right back
it can be that. I think if the Orioles find a way down there, because I think they improved themselves more than anybody did in the division. As far as the teams in the Central, there's no disrespect to them, but we've basically handled them, so I'm not overtly concerned with them. And out west, I don't know. I don't think Houston is what they once were.
Really?
So again, too early to tell, only because it is late April.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be more concerned. I would be more concerned with the playoff threat from within our division between Toronto and the Orioles as of right now. Do I see the Red Sox improving? For their fan base, I think they're gonna. Well, they need to, and I think they need a couple of bats, preferably right-handed ones.
Yeah.
They're too left-handed centric.
So let's then shift to the other New York team that is having a lot of difficulty. 12 losses in a row for the Mets. What do you think needs to go well for them to finally get away from this? I mean, it's like they're cursed. I mean, this is classic Mets.
Okay. Man, well, first of all, all their mistakes, their mistakes to me came primarily in the offseason. I think they should have kept Peter Watson. The new general manager wanted to go in another direction. I know he didn't nurture all those guys through the farm system, so he has no emotional attachment to them. So it was nothing to him to let Alonso go. And he wasn't going to pay Alonso what he ended up getting with the Orioles. But the Mets definitely should have kept him out of everyone. Edwin Diaz too, but now Edwin Diaz is on the IL, I think, out in LA. I forget what he hurt on himself, but I know he did hurt himself. But Alonso stings, especially now. They just got Soto from off of an IL stint, right? And Lindor just went on an IL stint. It was Kevin. I was watching Michael K a little earlier today, and he said that there's a chance that Francisco Lindor could be out for 3 months because of a calf. Now he has a calf injury, and those things take forever and a day to heal. So they shouldn't be as bad as they've been. To me, I just look at them. I think they were a good team, not a great team if they're healthy.
Really?
But I think ultimately, not bringing Pete back will hurt them. I think they took all of our retreads: Devin Williams, Luke Weaver. Fine, you can have them. I don't care. And Devin Williams blew a couple of games for them this week too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, during their losing streak, I think he blew a couple for them, right? So can't say I'm surprised at that.
Right.
And that's not even really like the gloat at them, but just, I don't think he's any good, and I don't think he's cut out for the work. I think he should have went someplace else. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But then again, what do I know?
Well, then shifting from baseball now, the draft just happened last night. NFL draft just happened. It seems like, we have Fernando Mendoza as the fourth guy to ever win the Heisman, win the national championship, go number 1 overall. But it seems like nobody is focused on any of that, and we're all focused on what is happening with the Patriots head coach. You've heard about this situation. I'm sure everyone has. What is your opinion on this possible insider trading? There's so many layers to this.
Yeah, there are. Well, to me, since I'm not someone who I don't really have the patience for that kind of gossip. I mean, if I'm allowed to be a little, use some not safe for work language here,
Yep.
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I think it's a bunch of soap opera bullshit. And whereas it can be amusing for 5 minutes or so, after a while, it's the media's been beating this story to death.
Yeah, why do you think they're doing that? Why is this the focus when you literally have a guy who hasn't done what Mendoza's done in years? I feel like it was a pretty interesting draft last night too.
Yeah, and I'm a Raider fan, so I'm happy to.
There you go.
I'm happy to see his progress, and they acquired Kirk Cousins in the offseason. I think that'll be a situation where, like when the Giants drafted Eli Manning back in the day, they had Kurt Warner play for the year, have Eli sit. That's what I think the Raiders might do with Mendoza. Mm-hmm. I think they probably should do that to start the season anyway. But
so, what would you grade the Raiders draft last night? Obviously, it's just Mendoza right now. Today's going to be the second day, second and third round. What are you looking for with this team?
So far, so good. I think they could probably use some help on defense, particularly in the secondary.
Yeah.
But to get back to the Vrabel Rossini, saga, I think it's nonsense to me. But apparently, all this crap had been going on since he was the coach at Tennessee.
Yep.
And it followed him back to New England. I think the fact that he's a Patriot coach now is going to draw up a lot of people's eye, given how despised nationwide of the Boston area, the Patriots are.
Right.
They're like, see you caught you jerks again doing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Right. I mean, how many times are we going to go over the same story with New England?
I mean, between Spygate, Spygate, Deflategate, Graf's little tryst after they won the Super Bowl that one year. Aaron Hernandez's bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, he killed people, so you can't really say that's bullshit. But,
I
don't want to disrespect the victims of.
Yeah, but the drama that was brought with that. I mean, it seems like this is, everyone always talks about